And welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft. Here we are on today's exciting episode. A couple things I wanted to show you real quick. As you can see, I've got a freaking swimming pool here now. What I did was I just took the lake, which was irregularly shaped, and kind of went like that, and then I basically just took the extreme ends and widened it out. Now, this area over here was all freshwater. Saltwater was all along this side and even up over into here a little bit. Um, I basically used blocks to kill the salt water and then replace it with fresh water. I'll show you what I mean. This white ice is salt water, and then these blue ones are fresh water. And what you can do, I was using a bucket too, but now you can see that that filled back in. Now, I could wait for it to freeze to show you that it's fresh water, but I know it's fresh water because I killed the salt water with the brick, and then I can pick it up with the jug. So you can do the same thing here. Kill that, and then kill the salt water with that, and then you know you have fresh water, and you just repeat and rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat. And here in just a minute, we will have a completely freshwater pool. In fact, you can just go like this right down the line if you want to save time. These pumpkins are nice because they're easy to harvest. They don't require tool durability. By the way, I did have to terraform quite a bit on the other side of the lake here to get this to happen, and I actually went through an entire shovel. I also made another axe, which is relatively fresh, but this is my second shovel, and it's almost dead because I had to dig up all this and make it into a giant square. There used to be a giant hill here, so that was a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it. So just kill that one. You have to get the water first, and then you get the pumpkin. And this is you know, I've never actually done a waterworks project of this scale before, but it is going to come in real handy in the spring when I am planting, because why? Because this is how it'll add so much farmland is what's going to happen. I almost ran into my trees here a little bit too, so you got to watch out for that, but we are almost done. One more, and boom. Okay, we now have a completely freshwater lake. We have this strip of sand and gravel that segregates it from the saltwater ocean. This is all saltwater. Actually, it turns back into freshwater somewhere right in here. So this is a bit of a division. In fact, I could... Well, I'm not going to segregate the river. The river flows into there. This is a freshwater lake. Okay. Another thing I want to do is continue harvesting my sheep. Oh, and I had some trees grow. It is, by the way, it was December, now it's January. January 2nd, it's a new year. And you just shift right click your sheep and harvest their wool. And then you go in and you put it on the spindle, which we made last time. Yes. And get your wool string. And you put your spindle away. Now I think what I'll do is spin this up real quick. And you shift right click this guy until it turns into the cloth. And that is the process for making wool. Now we're going to need a lot of wool, so we're just going to keep making it as we go. But yeah, that's something you got to keep going with. I got more leather from the deer that I killed in my expedition using the process that I've shown you before. The leather I did make into a hat. A couple other things you can do with leather. If I remember correctly, I think is it this one? Really should look this up because I don't want to waste it, but yeah, make a saddle. I could make a quiver, but I'm not going to do that. And you need 3 for bellows, I believe, if I remember correctly. believe bellows requires wood. So we're going to save this for other projects. Oh, and I got more pumpkins. I finished harvesting all of this, and all the pumpkins I got, I smashed using a hammer with the TerraFirma Pumpkins mod, and I just smashed them into these regular pumpkins, and then I put lights in them. So they are different from these pumpkins, which you can create these kind of jack-o'-lanterns that are temporary. Those kinds are permanent. That's what I'm going for, so that's why I did it that way. Okay, got a few more items. Oh, I found a ravine underground. So I had a bit of a battle with some enemies there. Put the saddle in there too. As nighttime approaches here. I need to cook this meat up. Oh, I should show you before I go over there. What I did last time was I started the cider, and it's going to be ready, I'm sure. Yeah, so this is now alcohol. Now I could drink that. There's a few things you can use it for. The other thing you can do that's kind of neat is you can... I'm just going to... Oh, okay. I think you use the same amount. So that's 30, that's 15. I think you use about 40. You need about 40 grams of, or 40 ounces of it. You need some fruit, okay, is what you need. You put that in a bucket of alcohol. Maybe I need more. I'm not getting the output. Let me just try all of it. Hate to waste it. There we go. So I guess you need quite a bit more, but that's going to give me vinegar, so that's something that's important. You just take alcohol of some sort and you put more fruit in it and let it go. All this green grass is where I terraformed. Okay, so I'm coming over here to my malachite mine because I've got some cool things to show you in here. Now, first of all, I finished mining it out, and as you can see on the mini-map here, when I get down to this level, it's going to show you that. I finished mining out the entire block of copper. I did actually get a little bit of cave-in here. I don't know if I just missed a spot or whatever. It did break a little bit of ore, but one or two blocks of broken ore is not the end of the world, especially a poor quality like we've got here. But this is the entire thing. So basically from now on I'm just going to be mining out the copper, not the marble anymore. And then I found this, and it looks like it did cave in as well. But this is a little passage I dug over here to this this big old chamber. This is a ravine, but it's underground. And you can see it's quite large. It's but yet it's not connected to anything. It's a standalone ravine. I lighted it up with torches. The torches will go out in a day, but this would be kind of a cool like tomb. Like as you can see, it goes over here, and if I were to dig a tunnel here or something, this would be like, could be like a crypt entrance, and then this could be like my burial chamber for my people or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But in the meantime, I figured I'd go ahead and mine up a bunch of this copper, because one of the main things we need to do in order to advance in this is to get anvils going and start blacksmithing and all that. So we really need a ton of copper, a decent amount of cassiterite as well, but I'm less worried about the cassiterite, more worried about the copper at this point, so that's why we're doing this. By the way, you know, one thing I was thinking, clearly, if you look at this particular malachite indicator is no longer relevant, so I think I'm going to go ahead and remove that one. These ones suggest maybe there's more, and we might have to feel around this. I suspect this one might be they might all be inaccurate, but I'd be surprised if there's not some more malachite somewhere over here. So once we finish mining, we're gonna have to use our prospector's pick and figure out whether there's a second deposit here, because that would be really cool. Also curious how far deep some of this goes. Oh, and this torch literally just went out before our eyes. That means some of the other ones are going to start going out, so it's always fun. But basically, I want to get a whole bunch of malachite and make a bunch of ingots. It's very therapeutic, and it's especially rewarding, having spent the entire time recently digging out marble, to start getting a lot of the ore finally. And of course, there's no collapse risk when you mine the ore directly. Now, if you run into a situation where you have to mine a block or two of the marble again, that's okay, but just be careful. If it's not supported, it could cause the roof to cave in on your ore, especially now that we're digging up into the ceiling a little bit. There is unprotected spaces that could drop down. Like here is a good example. I do need to mine that one out so I can escape from this little hole. Wow, look at all this down here. It's less likely that you'll have a collapse if you're mining a block that's not really being subjected to the gravity of blocks above it. Far less likely. I don't really know the mechanics 100%, but I do know that. Okay, so there is the ones that were underground, and we're getting still just a ton. I'm going to cut here, and we're going to come back once I've finished mining and finish out the episode. So we'll be right back once I do some more mining. I'll probably just go as long as this pickaxe will last, and that'll be good enough. Okay, and we're going to pick it right back up here. So I got a whole bunch of copper. I actually had quite a bit more than this. I had a full barrel full as well. It's now empty. What I did was I took maximum amounts of copper and put them into these four clay vessels, and we're gonna have a kiln for that. But in the meantime, I do need a new pickaxe, and my shovel is running quite low as well. I think I have another scythe. So I think I'm going to make a shovel and a pick. Yeah. Shovel, pick, and then how about ingots? We'll make some ingot molds for the rest of this. Well, you know what though? I really should. Let's just leave it at that. We'll do more ingot. Well, you know what we could do? I'll tell you what. We'll do 2 sets of ingot molds. That way we'll just fill another hole. And these zombies are starting to get kind of annoying. I really need to eventually work on a perimeter fence and certainly work on my lighting. Like, I started doing some experimental lighting. I have my F7 pressed so you can see where the... By the way, I probably should have mentioned that last episode. Where the monsters can spawn. Okay, so let's do this. So I'll put these guys in here, and these guys can go in this one. And then I'll do 2 full things of bronze. So bronze, as you may recall, is 6 poor malachite for every 1 cassiterite. So I think that will do. Let me just go inside to do this calculating here. I should really make pressure plates too. Pressure plates in this are... Oh boy. Yeah, okay, it's just like normal. So I could, let me just do that so I remind myself. I constantly have to remind myself to make things out of wood, especially, because if I don't, then I just kind of get by with status quo. But yeah, this will give me 4. Just like vanilla. Okay, so that'll help with the monster control situation. Now I'll do the other one later. Actually, no, let's just do it now real quick. We had very simple recipe. A little bit more clicking is required than vanilla, but not too bad. Okay, there we go. Now we have a secure farmhouse. Now the bronze again. We're doing it in multiples of 6. So okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 800. Well, that's 8 times 90 units of copper, which is 720. So we need 8 of these, and that'll be 800 units of bronze. And we'll just repeat that. So boom, 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 and boom. Okay, so that is perfect. And that is all we can really fit into our kiln area. So let's use that. And we have 2 extras, so we'll put these away. Probably could use more clay vessels, to be quite honest. Although this is one of the larger casting jobs we've done. But I'm going to go ahead and get these lit up, and I'll just join you when they're done, okay? Okay, and we're back. I think our things are done. I was just going over to the cellar to cut off the decay. Actually, I was very pleased. It now says, rather than it's freezing, that it's icy. And as you can see out here, the air feels freezing and damp. It said extremely cold a second ago. So we're going to do these now. Let's do the... yeah, we can do all. We can grab all of them at the same time. This may be a little bit of a race against the clock here, but I'm going to be right next to this water barrel that we use, and let's start with the, actually, you know what, one thing before I get started, I want to check and see if I have something. We do have an andesite and a granite. Okay, I'm going to take this piece of granite, and do I have, let's stick these in here. And I'm going to grab this flux. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and some people probably kind of see this coming, is we're going to do an anvil. Your first anvil in this game is going to be a stone anvil. So we're using granite. It has to be an igneous rock. And then what you do is you just take your hammer and you right-click once, and you right-click a second time, and then there's your anvil, and then you right-click a third time, and you stick your hammer there. You're going to want to stick some flux stone right there. Okay, so now with that, I don't want to waste any time, so let's start with the bronze. And we'll do our 2 tools first. And then we'll do ingots. So let's just get as many copper ingots as we can, and these here real quick. Now what we got to do, because we need an anvil, we need something called a double ingot. Now a double ingot is made by forging 2 ingots together on an anvil, You will need the anvil one below the type of metal you're forging to create a double ingot only. Then you need an anvil of or above the metal that you're trying to forge to create anything else. Right now, what we're going to be doing is creating copper double ingots. I'm not sure that I'm going to bother with bronze double ingots just yet, although I could. It would save time later. Okay, so that's going to have to do it for that copper. So here's what we do. First of all, we need to get the ingots out. And they still have to be somewhat hot, so... Oh, where'd they go? Okay. And then you click weld. Now this one cooled down too much. This one is, yeah, so they still have to be quite hot. My copper is going to be fine. My bronze is not going to work on this because it's cooled too much, so I'm just going to take these out and get the ingot cast ready. But let's do it with the copper at least. So I'll go ahead and create a few more here. There's a little Goldilocks zone that you have to hit if you're going to do it this way. There's another, you can heat the ingots up later, and that's something you should keep in mind too. But there's a little Goldilocks zone, and I'm going to try to hit it right now. So, here we go. That one's orange. This one's orange too. So we're going to take these orange ones, stick them in here. We got the flux, we got the hammer, we're going to click weld, and there we go. Orange, okay, and orange. Excellent. Do it again. We got to move fast here. Bright red is okay too, and there we go. And then, oh, this one's cooling. Might not get that one. Nope, missed it. Okay. These two will come along shortly. So I missed those two. That's okay. Because we need ingots anyway, even if we don't have double ingots. These are still yellow and liquid. Once it turns orange, it should turn solid. Wait for it. Yes, there we go. So we want... oh, it's still liquid. Okay. I guess I could keep going with the ingots. I'm going to go ahead and use up the 60 units from this one and put that down. And then, okay, this one is solid and that one is solid. Okay, weld, okay. And then this one is orange, that one is not. I might have to artificially cool that one just slightly, get it caught up with the other orange one. I'd take that guy out and take that. Oh, that one's not even crap. That one's still... Okay, I made a mistake there. Copper. Okay, so we'll do another copper and get that in. Yeah, I'm just going to have to let that one cool. It's going to be too cool. But I'll go ahead and get inventory full of as many as I can. Okay, well, so I'm going to take all of my extra ingots and put them on my stockpile here. And we'll need these anyway, so it's not exactly a waste. But and so we're slowly building up. We need 7 of these double ingots, unfortunately, so we have to live with 5 for now. Let's just do a quick second burn here. Actually may have enough wool now for the wool block, which is one of the quests that I'm working on. Let's get a spindle. Okay. And put the spindle away, put the string on the loom. Shift right click this guy. It's nice to be getting into the metal age though. I really, before winter's out, need to craft one particular item, which requires at least a copper anvil, if I recall correctly, possibly a bronze anvil. And that is the copper ice saw. I need a copper ice saw. And the only way to do that is to forge it. You can't cast that guy. So I do need to get a anvil that's capable of working that. And as you can kind of see, the way metal works in this game is you kind of advance anvils as you go. Okay, so now I have 4 wool cloth. Can I create a wool? No, I cannot. The quest is I have to turn in a block of wool, and that's not a block. So hold off on that one. Let's take a look in here. Yeah, see, it needs a wool block. I may have to create a recipe for that. There may not be a recipe. I need small. What does this need? I need a glass bottle. Okay. It wants me to have some alcohol. And of course I guess I'll have to create one. Actually, I just need those. Okay. Where the hell is my fire starter? There we go. Okay, so let's light this fire up. And we'll just start cooking up some sand while we're waiting on the pit kiln there. I guess I should probably make those tools. So we'll get these casts out. And there we go. We have our fresh set of tools. Now we'll put standard positions for my tools are usually like that. I'll put the shovel on the wall for now, just like this. Oh, I did have an extra axe after all. I made a new one, but I do have an extra one that I forgot about. It's good to remember. Let's put this hoe away too. Put this up on this shelf. I guess I'll put the extra mace away too, because I still have this one. And the stone javelin as well. Okay, perfect. I got the stone javelin from killing a wither skeleton at some point there. Oh, forgot to add more sand. Okay, that'll be fine. That one, over halfway done, so it's coming along nicely. I really want to be able to respond to that the second it finishes. I'm pleased with my increasing stockpile of ingots. Ingots, I don't remember if you can store ingots in chests, but you can definitely store double ingots, so. Oops, ow, that hurts. And one more sand. Okay. Why don't I go put another pumpkin down somewhere? So I calculated and I decided the absolute longest distance I can put between the pumpkins is 11, but I think I went with 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just to be on the conservative side. Now I could do a square grid pattern. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then put that one there. I think that's going to accomplish my goals. Because the key is whether there are see, that's not going to work because of that. I'm going to take these out. So what that means is I'm going to have to do a slightly different plan with the pumpkins. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's the midway point, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What that does is it creates a off-centered one that is far enough away to be useful, but close enough to cover all the lights. I think at least in my important areas, I'm going to do this. So I do 5 off and then staggered 9s. I think I'm going to go with that kind of a pattern. That'll make up for the... Oh, the vinegar's ready. That'll make up for the inconsistencies. I'm just going to let that burn. Okay, so to make a glass, you just make it just the same way as vanilla. And let's see if that gives me the quest. Got my glass bottle. Okay, so I've got my custom NPC one. You right-click it and it creates a guy. I always do, for the texture, I like to do a player and then just make up some name, because surely there's some player somewhere with a cool skin. So, Helios. Let's see what happens there. Alright, well, there's Helios. He's a little too much. How about Ares? Okay, that'll work. That's a pretty cool outfit. Hi. So this is my first custom NPC. Now, I could work on making him do some cool stuff, but we're really interested in is this recipe section here. So what you have to do is you have to have the item that you're creating the recipe for. So in order to do that, 374. So I'm going to give myself a Minecraft. So I gave myself a Minecraft glass bottle. And go to global, recipes, and then you just make up a recipe. So I'm going to just make a one-to-one trade on this. And actually, I think you have to go to just doing global. And I'm going to change this a bit, actually. Interesting. I'm going to change the custom NPC wand recipe, and then I'm going to add a new one called glass bottle. Glass bottle is going to be a TerraFirmaCraft glass bottle into a Minecraft glass bottle. Okay, so that should save. So if I take this, yes, I can create a Minecraft glass bottle. I'm going to throw this bread and Minecraft sticks away because I don't want anybody to get confused. Okay, so that's how you create recipes. I'm not sure why it wants me to make a Minecraft glass bottle. It wants a thing of beer. Now, I could have done beer, but I did cider. So, yeah. And the Minecraft glass bottle doesn't even... There, I see I just had a glass of cider there. But the Minecraft glass bottle won't let me use it, so that's stupid, but... Well, I better save this just in case I need to turn in the quest later, but... Oh, crap. Completely forgot about my pit kiln. Okay, well, we'll do the best we can here. Okay, so main goal is to get 2 more double copper ingots and then as many bronze ingots as we can. So, alright, let's start with this. That'll turn back to, and great, I'm hungry again. Just finish up this potato, I guess. Okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna do... Is that... Wow, that's weird. I feel like I lost a little bit there. Because now I've got this weird odd number. Okay, but that should be enough for my copper ingots for now. So I'm going to put this away, as well as that. I'm going to try to finish up the bronze. But anyway, what we're going to do next, probably next episode, is make a forge. The forge is a multi-block that allows you to reheat ingots and make multiple things in a fire all at once. So it's extremely useful, and we'll be using it for our blacksmithing for sure. So, still frustrated with everything solidifying, but I'll just put these over here, and next time we'll just continue to work on ingots. But we made extremely good progress there. Good enough progress to make an anvil. Anyway, so let's go ahead and grab... Oh, and we have a friend now. That's nice too, I guess. Let's show you the anvil real quick. So the anvil is simply a... oops, it's this one here. That pattern there. Now you can carry these on your back. Otherwise, you'll be encumbered. You have them in your inventory. I'm just going to put that right there for now. We'll move these to a blacksmith that we eventually create. And then I'm going to take my flux and my hammer and move them to this new anvil. This is my first anvil. I might just keep that there for posterity, but this is my new anvil, and we'll certainly want to make a bronze anvil next. And frankly, we can use... Oops. Probably use a lot of the ingots here for it, or we can frankly use the ones left in our thing. What is our other container by the fire there? We'll have to figure that out as we go, but for now, I think this is gonna about do it for the episode. Major progress today on metal, and good progress on just kind of day-to-day stuff. I would soon like to start thinking about how we're going to start moving over to where the castle's going to be, and what that transition's going to look like. Look at that, we have the exact same number of ingots for each 22. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. We'll pick it up here next time on TerraFirmaCraft. Thanks again.